Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Guilin Li, come from Beijing, China, and I worked for the Dongfang Space Satellite Company, China Academic of Space Technology. Today, my talk is about no economic in space, cis-lunar economic zone, and analogue simulations in China to the 2061 horizon. Here, I would like to highlight 5 issues: how to design a low-cost cis-lunar space transportation capacity, how to design an efficient set of cis-lunar orbital infrastructure, how to design ISRU of the Moon, how to simulate it on the Earth's surface for lunar base and the key technologies involved, how to developing the commercial space and foster international cooperation. The low-cost space transportation capacity from the Earth to the Moon is very important. In the left spaceflight model, we can find in cis-lunar space transportation architecture the heavy launch vehicle, the human spaceship, the moon lander, and the space propulsion stage is necessary. The difference is we can choose the different capacity of heavy launch vehicle and the selection in LEO or LLO orbit for rendezvous and docking. If we want to reduce the cost, there are 3 ways. First is to make this spacecraft can be reused. Second, the space station can be used for segment transportation, and the spacecraft is capable of space maintenance and replenishments. Third, using ISRU technology. These 3 steps can presented to reduce the cost of cis-lunar space transportation. The first step would be to reuse the launch vehicle and a human spaceship that could be launched into LEO orbit, just like SpaceX companies Falcon 9 and Dragon spaceship. The second step is to reuse the lunar lander and the space transport stage, as NASA proposed to reuse the human lunar lander and the PPE electrical propulsion model. The third step is to revolutionize cis-lunar transport methods, such as SpaceX companies BFR and Starship 2, which could transport 201,000 people to the moon one time. With this low-cost cis-lunar space transportation capability, it is truly feasible to develop and utilize the lunar resource. Only when we have the basic conditions for people to live and work on the moon, we can talk about cis-lunar economic development. Here are 6 flight models based on orbital space station. The space station can be placed in LEO, GEO, LLO, or Earth-Moon L1, L2 point and circle orbit. Among them, the lunar lander flight model based on lunar orbit space station is widely concerned. One of the biggest benefits of this method of flight is that humans will not have to stay on the moon during the lunar night, but will be able to operate the robot on the lunar surface in space station. Meanwhile, propellant can be sent to the orbit space station via cargo spaceship to be resupplied to human lunar lander, which could be reused to reduce the transportation cost. ISRU technology is crucial to the development of the cis-lunar economic, from the water in the South Pole to the oxygen in the lunar soil, which could significantly reduce the cost of long-term humans' existence on the moon. Key issues for ISRU include resource prospect, development, and constructions of infrastructure, sample separation and manufacturing, transfer and storage, waste disposal and recycling. The last step is important. We can do this on the Earth's surface for simulation. Build a simulated lunar base in an area with a similar lunar environment on Earth and carry out relevant technology test is very important, not only for the construction of a lunar base, but also for the local economic development. The lunar base Yulin, we can call the LBY, is located in Yulin, North Shanxi Province in China, north side near the Ming Dynasty Great Wall. Its original landform is wind sand and grass beach area, flat area, open air space. It has long sunshine time, long temperature difference between day and night, dry climates, same season of the year, and Danxia landform similar to the lunar or Mars environment. So we want to build LBY here. The function of BY is easy to understand. Ground test of equipment, verification of technologies, simulation of environment, adaptive training of human and younger education, just as you know for science and education. Besides that, we want to build a lunar hotel there for local economic development. At present, the feasible constructions seems are cave structures, module cabin structures, inflatable foldable structures, and deployable structure. Considering the construction cycle and period and the cost, the first schemes can be adaptable to local conditions and materials, which can greatly reduce the cost of lunar hotel. And from the perspective of hotel operation, the first scheme has longer using time and better security. In the future, when people arrive in Yulin City, they can not only visit the Great Wall of Ming Dynasty, but also visit the Yulin Lunar Base. The basic principles of international cooperation are equally mutual benefit and win-win cooperation. Whether it's a lunar base or a human mission to Mars in the future, it's very difficult to rely only on one country's economical strength alone. During Russia's Mars 500 missions, China sent one astronaut called Wang Wei to participate in a joint training. We can imagine that if similar international trains activity of astronauts can be carried out in China in the future, at least in the Chinese model, we can not only cooperate with robotic attendants, but also pet robot dogs or Kung Fu Panda. By the way, Chinese food is very attractive. Don't miss the chance to taste a bite of China. In recent years, commercial space has developed rapidly in China, and many young Chinese have joined private commercial space companies, including many of my students. The following idea comes from my students. They want lunar travels such as the wandering of a lonely man, an expedition across the lunar pole, the explore the footprints of our forefathers. One of my students told me that because there is no wind on the moon, if the couple could put their footprint on the moon, it would be more memorable for young people than giving each other wedding rings on the earth. Therefore, as long as we can solve the problem of low cost and high efficient cis-lunar space transportation, I think the future of the moon base seems to be very huge. There are more possibilities. Any question? Thank you.